Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Hello, 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 hello. How you doing? What's going on? Can anybody hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Hello? Hello? Can you guys hear me? Yep, yep, yep. You can hear me. How is everybody today? Happy St. Patrick's Day. I got this dog hair on this microphone. Hold on. Okay. How's that? Better? You can hear me now? You can hear me now, right? Yes, yes, yes. You should be able to hear me now. Trixie, you're on here. Can you hear me now? Okay, Silnat says that yes, 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 yes. Yeah, I was just trying to because there's hair that comes from the dogs on this microphone thing, and it gets me in the nose sometimes, and I start itching my nose. And anyway, how you guys doing? Who needs more coffee? I got Silnat. I got my cup of coffee here. Tricky Vicky, Tia F, Gothic, Brinax. Never seen that name before. Crazy Noops, perks of pets. What's the perk of the pet? Oh, yeah, for having them. Yeah, the extra hair. Yeah. Yes, happy St. Patty's Day, everybody. Mordecai Adams. I like that. Susan Ryan, how you doing? Mama Bear, lint rollers on my favorite. But here's the thing. You can't really use a lint roller on a microphone thing. I don't think so. I have lint rollers. I mean, really, I put them on my clothes before I like leave and stuff. Right? Right? So yeah, guys, I thought that we would just chit chat a little bit about what's been going on. I put up a video this morning, the third installment, the final installment of the Stolen Valor, but not the final installment of the exposing fancy stuff. So we're still doing that, you know. So you're not dumb, Mama Bear. Why are you dumb? Hello from Brazil. Hello, Brazil. Karen, that's my name. One of my favorite people's name is Karen. Wearing my Grinch shirt today. Well, it's green. Okay, I have no green. Up bracelets. There you go. I got my hair cut yesterday, right? I did. And it's okay. I like it better when it's kind of messy, to be honest with you, because I kind of, especially when it's like shorter and messy, because it takes on a life of its own. I kind of go with it. I'm just under it, guys. It rules. It rolls. Watch one. I thoroughly enjoyed them. Had a laugh. Good. Well, part three should be funny too, Tricky Vicky. I just put that one up there. Oh, yeah. You better get green on. Trixie, better get green on. Just sent my daughter off to the bus. I didn't know if there was school today or not. You know, I think that there's teachers work day or something here. I don't know. There wasn't a lot of kids. Some kids, but not a lot of kids. 4 tags and a license renewed today. Ugh, smoking green. Me too. Me too, Shilly Shally, 78. Australia, it's 10 at night there. Bob Dylan here. Well, you know, Bob Dylan and I have a lot in common. Born on the same day, both lived in Woodstock, New York, both great songwriters, and both have great hair. Thank you for that. So, yeah. So guys, Megan Allen says it's best Gypsy is now on International Scammer. Morgan Elena has put out a lot of great stuff, and you know she has minded her own business like we all did when we first started, right? We just reported on Gypsy, and what happened was we started debunking things that Gypsy was saying, And because we were starting to debunk things, I think Gypsy had a fit and shared stuff with her mindless minions, who I'm sure she didn't even say, go after them. Like, she knows how to manipulate people, and people with nothing between their head could be manipulated very well because there's a lot of room. And unfortunately, that's what Brie did. And, Brie's gonna, I just want to be honest about this. Okay. I've been back and forth with this, and finally I I put my feelings aside. I know what it's like to be caught in something and not be on the right side of it. But I got to tell you, after my 20s, when that shit started happening, I came out against the thing that was wrong that I was a part of, and explained that I didn't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, Brie, I know she really cares about Gypsy. The feeling's not mutual, because do I really? Nina, how you doing? Because why do I need to say, you guys see that the feeling is not mutual with Brie when it comes to Gypsy? Gypsy hasn't shown Brie anything that even shows that she's cared for as a friend. She gets on her live stream sometimes to help manipulate a situation. There was that book signing. If somebody had me and I was ride or die, guys, not only Nina looks beautiful in her latest videos, not that you've never looked beautiful, Nina, you do. I love the eyes, Nina. I love the eyes. I love them. They're very inviting. But I've said that in the last few videos too. Nina's looking very, very nice, right, guys? Well, she's the number one beauty influencer. Everybody gets their information from Nina, including Gypsy. She doesn't listen very well, though, Nina. I have to tell you, she's not a listener. But guys, you see what I'm saying is, like, Nina just started talking about the Gypsy Rose story. And I mean, we all saw flaws in Gypsy's own words, right? So Nina starts talking about reporting on it, and this woman gets doxxed and they call her job. Where is that okay? Where was that okay? And the person that's going to go down for this shit is some mindless moron minion. And I'm not saying that to make fun. Somebody who was easily manipulated to take the fall, just like Nicholas Godejohn. You know what I'm saying? Do you guys understand that? And these are the people that are fighting for Gypsy. Where's Gypsy fighting for them? Where's Gypsy even have something for a friend who's ride or die for them at her book signing, where she should have? Man, my friends at something I do, my friend isn't going to wait in line with everybody else. My friend's going to get the attention that my friend deserves as being my friend. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on. So some of this stuff is just, it's just common sense. And the problem is because we're calling out somebody who put their story out there and just wanted us to eat it. Whether it tasted good or it didn't taste good, whether we choked on it, whether we knew it wasn't true, we were just supposed to eat it. Did you guys see that case put out where Gypsy says, now she says that she was going for chemotherapy once a week. Gypsy never went for chemotherapy, because she says in the next statement she didn't have cancer. No, never went for chemotherapy. So because we're pulling out things to show, guys, we're just trying to change the narrative to the truth, okay? Or at least expose it for what it is, and you guys decide. But no, this side apparently is not allowed to do that. I saw the 60-minute interview. I had hope. It's a joke. It's a joke, right? Nina says the 60-minute interview is outrageous. Obviously, very much so. And just because these people aren't willing to go and look at FOIAs and stuff, it really makes them look stupid. That's what's going to end up happening, is they're all going to end up looking stupid. But when you bring up somebody's story who has put it out online and you say, hey, listen, this doesn't make sense from here to there, and we were respectful about that, and they crossed the line. And instead of debunking us, with respect, they turned into like a fancy. I thought that would get them somewhere. Now Brie's got a lawyer on her ass. Brie, you'll see that. You'll see that. And not going to stop. And Boston and her big mouth. Well, we found out who she is. Have the true identity on Boston. And I think I got something telling me I'm waiting for you to call my job. I don't play like that. You're only a few hours away from me. I'll get in my car and go straight to the Boston police with all of the video and let them take care of the racism and all that shit. Because guess what? Boston's a very diverse city. And I'm sure everybody in Boston would like to know. As a matter of fact, doesn't Boston have like a face group or a Facebook group? Don't they have that? Can't I possibly put up one of your videos, Boston, about how fucking racist you are on the Boston Facebook group? Now, maybe your neighbors would like to know how bad you are of a person. I mean, it's a diverse city. And somehow, I don't think your bosses would. I don't think that they would. I think that the problem you are is the problem you already are. So I think people know that. Yeah. So, I'm not going to take your bait. I'm going to handle it a different way because I got a little something between my brains. I've been around the block a few times. I shared my history with you guys. You should have heard it. It wasn't a threat. But why'd you have to go in on me real life? Because I'm talking about a mommy murderer? Somebody whose story doesn't make sense? And that's why you're going in on everybody? You bring up people's kids? That's how low you go? And then you get pissed off when I show you something that nobody else would know and you go crying about it. Wow. What are you made of? I'm sorry, what are you made of? No wonder why you're concerned about people seeing videos and shit. Listen, man, this isn't the way it should be. People, we should be able to speak on what we want. There's a freedom of speech. Okay? But there's also defaming somebody, and there's also doxing somebody, and those things are different. You can have an opinion without breaking laws and without breaking rules if you could figure out to stay in that little box. And then, I mean, you'd have more credibility. But when you go out and you fucking rip apart a dead woman and the relationship I had with her, when there's a video out there that shows the world exactly what I said and what you said, you really, I read your comments. Do you really think it's a good look? Well, you might be done. I'm not. I'm not. I'm not. And nor is the people that love and care about that woman. I'm not sure anybody's done with you, Brie. I mean, you just keep going and you apologize. Didn't she just apologize to somebody? Like she had the nerve to put a gravesite photo, right? Who was the moron that did that? Put up a photo of somebody's dead husband's grave. And somehow they think that's a good look. Firing somebody who has kids to support, somehow that's a good look. But when that same person mentions, oh, I just threatened 20 kids' lives and is stupid enough to put that on social media because where they live in a single family house, they supposedly have 20 kids, according to them, that they're, day caring for, but you're only supposed to have 6. in a single family house without a license. Can't find a license. And then gets mad at me because they put it out there and other people see it. Nobody's going to grow or own their shit until they own their shit. And that's the way it is. Yep. 20 kids in a house. Search for with Lisa. You can see it. You can see it right there. I put it up in a video where I put the screenshot where she's telling me that I threatened. She stops the tape where it's convenient. The tape started of me talking about Gypsy Rose and how I didn't believe her story. There was not any disrespect until these people started coming at me. Boston, somebody that was supposed to go with me, believe it or not, to the Christopher Gregor sentencing, asking me why to help her with her channel. We were going to work together. I dodged a bullet. Had no idea that this was such a low life person. So grateful, low life person. So grateful. I kept emails too, because that's how I found out who she was. Dumbass. And got your new emails too, guys. And when people get in trouble and people actually start losing stuff, I want you to ask Gypsy to help I don't know, help make it up. You know, she should reimburse you for the things that you might lose because of your own stupidity. Ask her. She's got a lot of money. She should do it. No, they don't live in that house. They're supposedly, just so you know, Justin, I'm sorry, it's not Justin who said that. Sarita, they don't live in the house. They are daycare, 20 kids, but not 20 kids are allowed to be in a single family home in daycare in Louisiana because somebody took a picture of that screenshot, then sent me the law, and then said they were going to report it. And I don't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem with that. And one, it's a fire code, but I'm so glad. Who got attacked in prison? Who are we talking about? I know, right? I mean, Gypsy didn't even help her with the water. Just from it's primitive, man. It's primitive. Now, Nina, you've got a lot of class. I don't know about your history. And I know that you hold yourself to Brie. I know you hold yourself with a lot more class. You get dressed up, you take pride, and I don't wear makeup and this isn't what this is about. What this is about is a woman, Nina, who has kids to raise, who got fired from her job because Brie crossed the line. And now Brie is having the same problem when other people are crossing that line back. How is that fair? Nina wouldn't have done that because Nina could have done something to retort that, and she didn't. That, I think, is where Nina and I don't have kids, so I can understand where Nina might stop and say, listen, this might not be worth it. It's worth it to me. It's worth it to me. The person they went after of mine is dead. So you can't hurt them anymore. You know what I'm saying? You can't fucking destroy that memory anymore. So, I don't have anything to lose. So I can understand where Nina can actually take a break, sit back and eat some popcorn and watch what unfolds. I guess she's a daycare with no water. Supposedly her and her mom run this thing, What's this? We know Gypsy Rose's team's Cash App, right? Why don't we all flood her with requests daily? We should ask her for money. That's a brilliant idea. That's funny. Actually, that's really funny. That's funny. I'm all for that. I want to pin that because that's a funny thing. No, they're not all living there. She supposedly has a daycare that has 20 kids in it, according to herself. she probably can do 6 kids. I doubt there's 20 kids, but I have a feeling there's more than 6 kids there. Let them do it. Let them deal with it. Let them deal with it. Brie and Gypsy got a creator to get fired. Yes. Yes, Nina got fired. Nina got fired several months ago because they called her job. I mean, Nina has the whole story. And she wasn't being disrespectful. She was telling her side of what she saw. You know, Gypsy's big mouth has caused us to say, what happened? What happened here? How come her story doesn't make sense from this to this? How come she changes her mind? Guys, we know that in her book, she said that it was Nick that wanted to sacrifice their 13-year-old daughter in 13 years if they were to have a daughter, right? But the FOIA's, Freedom of Information Act, okay, those have come out and you can't change those. Those are documents that are in files for police departments and court and stuff like that. And they were written a while ago, a long, long time ago when they were taking this information. And it was Gypsy. It was Gypsy that came up with the idea. Now, when you bring that up to Brie, she will still find an excuse. Like somebody went in and changed the FOIAs. It could never be that Gypsy is a liar or that Gypsy's wrong. Let me tell you something. I love my friends. And, you know, if somebody said something about my friend, I might say, that's not true. That's not true. But if enough people are saying something about my friend, I'm going to go look at my friend and say, man, what the fuck? Did I get something wrong? Is my friend loose cannon? What happened? And if I saw that my friend was telling an untruth, I would go to them and confront them. And if I backed them, I would go to them, confront them, bitch them out, and tell them, I'm going to say the truth because that's more important. That's more important. But Brie is loyal to a girl that she doesn't know. A girl, a being. I hate to call her anything other than a being. She's a being. Oh, the treadmill dad. Yeah. Yeah, Justin. I should have a copy of a video that I did last night with Guilty of Crime, but Guilty of Crime has a video that we did with Brianna Michelo and Rebecca Michelo, the mom and grandma of Corey Michelo, who was the child. Nina is fire is right. Excuse me. Look at this. Nina, you got a lot of love, man. You got a lot of love. Look at this, Nina. Look at this, Nina. Look at this, Nina. I see what. Thank you, Nina. But I want you guys, look at all of these things that you're saying about somebody that got fired for telling a story. Somebody that could have lost maybe their home, maybe a way to feed their kid because they told a story. Look at the respect that you have for Nina. Somebody show me this respect on the other side. Show me these words, because all they are on the other side are hateful. Hateful, bringing people down. Bringing people down. That's how they raise themselves up. And I'm including Fancy in this shit too. You guys know that I put out that video. Fancy's not done. I'm including Ryan Lee in this. We're going to go deep on Ryan Lee. Why should these people feel like they run a certain part of the web? Why should they feel like they can dictate shit, that they could bully? They talk about bullying. They don't like it. They don't like to be bullied, but they like to bully. I don't know if I would call. This isn't petty. There's some petty stuff. I really like the idea of us requesting money from Gypsy Rose. I think we should all do that. All for that. I think that's hysterical. We should do it from all. They all have Cash App shit. Let's do it. I don't think that she's watching 20 kids. All right, so I'm just reading your comments, guys, and I know that sometimes this really, I wish that these comments would show in the replay. I really do. I wish that they would show in the replay, but they're not showing in the replay. So I want to answer some questions. Tara, she is up all night blasting other people and looks after kids. Well, I think her mom helps in all fairness. Ivory Rose lost her job too. So is Ivory Rose the one that lives on the bayou, or is Ivory, because I get them so confused, and listen, I don't have anything against either of the women. I haven't had any issues. The darker haired woman and I have spoken, and I like her very much. The other one, I don't dislike her or anything. I know that she's from the bayou, and I know she's dealt with some things. The only thing that I know that was questionable, and I even gave a pass to that. I mean, not that I'm somebody that polices, but when she asked for that money for the lawyer, she did it wrong. I'm not saying that she was going to use the money for anything else. I honestly think she was going to use the money. And I think she got, this is my opinion, I think her imagination ran away with her and she got afraid and she said, let me get prepared. And instead of just taking a deep breath and realizing, okay, well, wait, they can't do anything. Let me figure out a way to do this. She just acted, and that's all I think that happened there. I don't think she was trying to scam anybody for anything. I just honestly think that that's what happened there. I don't know her well enough to say anything different about her. And I'm going to give people the benefit of the doubt. And she should, and she should, and she should. So yeah. I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know who would allow, you know, I don't know. I mean, there might be another here's the thing. I could literally take these videos of these people. I could take a video of Brie. I could take a video of Boston. I don't have to edit it at all. I don't have to manipulate any of these videos. And they speak for these people. They speak for these people. You have to manipulate my videos to make me look bad. That's what you have to do. You have to manipulate one of my videos. You have to manipulate one of Nina's videos. You have to manipulate people's videos that are just trying to expose Gypsy to make that person look bad. I don't have to manipulate anybody's videos on that side, those mindless minions. We don't have to. We can just show their videos in entirety and let their neighbors decide. Let their community decide. Do you want your child to be brought up by Brie? Because this is what she does when she's not taking care of your child. And you're right, she does it for like 17 hours. How tired must she be if she's the only one helping her mom? This can be really nasty and mean. Here's the thing. Thank you, Harley Quinn. Here's the thing. You can look through my closet and you're not going to find anything. The most you'll find is a 12-year difference in age between me and my ex late wife. Okay. Yes, I did write to Jen when she was incarcerated, and I did accept phone calls from Jen while she was incarcerated. I never touched Jen. Nobody could ever say that I touched Jen. There's never any pictures of anybody saying I could touch Jen. Jen was never touched by me or anything like that until 10 months later in May of the following year. 8 weeks into mine and Jen's relationship, I gave notice to leave my job and I left in November. Okay. And the boss, anybody wants to call that, but he's not there anymore. This is so many years ago. I mean, we're going back, God, we're going back 28 years ago now. He's no lie. I don't even know that Sam's still alive. But I don't have a problem with that. You could tell everybody that. They're fine. That's fine. I didn't break anybody out of jail. I didn't give anybody extra commissary. I didn't. Jen had money. She never asked me for shit. So, exactly. She does. It's not odd. It's just that she's stupid. She doesn't listen to herself speak. She has nothing, Nina, that is in any kind of defense. So when she starts reaching for shit, she ends up telling her on herself. You know what I'm saying? If that's all that's in your closet is a bunch of garbage, that's what you're pulling out of your closet. But when you're dealing with people like Boston and Fancy and Ryan, that shit looks good to them because they don't know any different. They just don't know any different. And you're absolutely right. You should never go real life. You should never go real life. You know, I think that Nina's right about this. I thought about that. And though I'd love to jump on the side of all of the content creators that I really have respect for, I don't unless I think, wow, does that make sense? Doesn't it make sense? I might not believe that. Something like that. You know what I'm saying? Hang on one second, guys. Hang on one second. I'm not responding to the email that you think there was something else that came through. I believe that. I believe that. I believe that. I believe that. I could tell you why. I don't mean to have a conversation off the thing. It was one of the last videos that made me question that about how we should all go to that person for their information. Listen, there's people being used left, right, and sideways down there. And I'm so grateful that there are people like Nina, that Becca, 1980, Trixie Lane, Night Combos, Morgan Alina, Morbid, Nicole, all of these people, Apple Charlotte, these people that are bringing up the truth about people's characters. And the worst that they could find out about Nicole is a gravesite of her husband. Do you know that? That's the worst that they could find out about that. And that's what they bring up. These people are deplorable. And we're bringing up their darkness, which is true behavior, and they're just showing it amplified. They're just showing it amplified. Like, that's the best you got. I used to way by guilty of crime until. Okay. Listen, I don't know what you're talking about, Augusta. If you want to send me something that you think I need to know about, send it to me. I'd like to see it. I like to know who I'm working with, and I have nothing against that content creator. I just did something with them. But I'm not going to call you a liar. I believe you saw something. I'm reading this. It seems sincere. I'm hoping it's a misunderstanding. Maybe it's not. And this is from Nina to everybody. No one likes those trash pans. Right. Hi from the Netherlands. Hi from the Netherlands. Guys, is there anything that I could answer for you guys? Anything that you guys want to know or anything like that? I enjoyed that too. I saw that stream too with Nina and Ivory Rose, right? So what's the other ones? I get them so confused. It's my haircut. Thank you. Thank you so much. They do. I don't know that I'm doing God's work, and I'm certainly not doing it alone, right? I'm certainly not doing it alone. There's a few of us out here that are trying to at least, you know, I just don't see why you can't disagree without getting nasty, without calling people's names and blocking them. And you can disagree respectfully. I mean, if you've evolved and you're not a monkey, you could disagree respectfully. Fancy can't. Ryan can't. Brie can't. And then Brie apologizes and then blames the person the why she did what she did. What kind of apology is that? These people don't know how to evolve. They're not. They haven't left the primate stage or something. Something has just not. Okay, so this is where I'm going to disagree. I don't think it's bullying back. I think it's me standing up for myself. I think I'm just going to speak for me. Okay. So I put a boundary. Don't cross that boundary. I wouldn't cross that boundary on you. Don't cross that boundary on me. But once you cross that boundary on me, and after I brought it to your attention and you still are going forward and I'm going to make more videos, I'm not going to sit there and let somebody call me a criminal. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. That's why there's laws in place. That's why defamation is such a thing. Libel is such a thing. You can't go around destroying people because you disagree with them. That's not okay. I'm not going to sit back and take it. If that's what somebody else would like to do, that's fine. If this is called bullying back, I really don't see it as that, but I'm going to stand up for myself. You're damn right. I'm going to stand up for myself. At 61 years old, I've lived a very good life and I've made sure that I've followed the rules, not for some scumbags to decide for me what kind of life I led and to let people think that I have a different past than the one that I've built for myself and the one that I've worked on. That's hard work. That's hard work to get through this world and continue to be a decent person. Some people fail at it, and we've seen that. Some people succeed and rise above it, and then you still got people eating at your heels. I'm not going to lift my feet up. I'm going to start poisoning the water. I don't know what that is, but I hope it's a good thing. Nina, I don't think anybody's calling you your age. Nina's a beautiful person inside and out, but she should fight back when she does. And I'm glad that she does because we all have our boundaries and we all do. We all do. And unfortunately, some people just push and push and push. And then, they get a lot of shit coming their way. And that's what they got with me. I let a lot of things slide. And then that was it. That's it. That's it. It's over. Nina, this should be your stream, Nina. Guys, you know that I don't mean that. I love Nina. Much respect for Nina. I was following Nina before I made my first video. So. And I believe that. I have seen. It's terrible. I have seen. But yeah, I mean, you can't fight back with niceties. I mean, I offered to have a conversation with these people, right? And they wouldn't have a conversation. Instead, they did some bad shit. So, I don't know which one that is. Okay. Ivory Rose grows wild, lost her job. Okay. Well, they should pay her if she lost her job. She has videos. Make their life uncomfortable. You can do that. You can do it. Oh, you got to show me how to do that because I don't know anything about that. Ivory Rose grows wild, lives in New Orleans. Who's the one with the dark hair? That's what yeah, that's what Trixie's telling me. So I don't know who's being attacked. She just joined from Australia. Hi Lee. Welcome. I hear it's almost 11 o'clock there. Thank you for joining us. The blonde one lost her job. That's perfect. Okay. That's perfect. Okay. Thank you. I think that's awesome. I have a question for you there, Nina. Guys, let me ask you a question. Do you think it's she can never produce sufficient evidence of these law claims and so then pursued any charges I haven't seen in her fresh hot tea as always from Nina. There you go. And Nina said she did a live about the last thing that I put up that you guys asked. So she did. She put up a video about Demona. So guys, check that out. And she says she will do a deep dive. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, guys. I'm trying to see if there's anything that I can ask. I mean, if there's anything I can answer you guys. Brie is like Miss Moneypenny. I don't know who that is. Maybe that her emotions got the best of her. Ivory Rose grows wild. Yeah. Listen, nobody should lose a job over something that over an opinion that they're saying online, especially when it's respectable. You know, we're allowed to. So you think she's being messed with? Okay. I don't know enough about her. Do you think Brie will ever see the truth about Gypsy? I do. You know when that's going to be? When she's left in the back, like Wake, like Ryan, like Nick, like Nadatha, like Rachel Garlic, like her mom, you know, yep. Like the baby, like Trixie. Yep, yep, yep. I think that's when she will, but I don't think we're going to know anything about it. And somebody like Brie, that her whole life, I mean, she lives and breathes for Gypsy Rose. She has cried. We've seen her cry about Gypsy Rose and how Gypsy Rose, it hurts her heart that she's being untreated. You don't have a heart because the same heart should work for Nick. I mean, it should work for Nick. What about Nick? What about Dee Dee, who was obese, who couldn't get out of bed to chase her daughter? Where's all the pictures of Gypsy being ABUSED? Show me one picture of her being that. She's got this big ass toothless grin on her face. She's happier than a pig in shit. They were both in on a grift. I'm not saying her upbringing was excellent or the best, or she was taught morals and values and all that shit. But I'm saying her mom did not physically ABUSED her. We hear stories about how Gypsy picked up a BB gun and shot at her mom and didn't know if it was real or not. And then Gypsy's, of course I knew it was a BB gun. Well, what happened before when you were like, I didn't know if it was real or not. It was bouncing off the walls. I didn't understand. What happened with that? Like, why doesn't Brie say to her, hey, there's two stories going on here? I mean, that's just critical thinking. It is cult following if your critical thinking goes to the wayside. Always use your critical thinking. That's what it's there for. God gave it to you. Use it. Don't be blind. Don't just follow people. Don't just follow me. Do some see my videos. See what I'm about, because if you hate gay people, you shouldn't really be following me. It shouldn't come up later that I'm gay. Oh, I don't want to follow her anymore. She's all wrong. She's gay. That's how some people behave. It's so ridiculous. The bottom line is we're all just human. We are all human beings in front of computer screens. How we are in our followers' heads is what they do. I know that when you guys get information from me, you expect it to be truthful, and it is. And if I get something wrong, I'll tell you. If there's an opinion, I'll tell you. If it's a fact, I'll tell you. Right? But I make mistakes just like anybody else. I'd like to think that my mistakes are more grown and just like not like the stupid mistakes that other people here are making, this carelessness, this blind following of a mommy murderer, of a woman who couldn't just leave. Her mom was obese. Gypsy's legs worked fine. And what? She was so messed up. She was so messed up and so shaken. Show me the video where she's so messed up and so shaken that she can't get her mind straight. Show me that video, because that's missing too. She's got it all together. This is a woman that doesn't even look like she just got out of jail or prison. I think if you get onto their site, you'll see them, because just get onto their YouTube channels and TikTok channels. They'll be there. They'll be there. I will. I guess I'm gonna have to do that when I get off, right? Gothic Breenix. They're not good characters at all. Well, I mean, like, they showed you that. I just put out a video, the third part installment of these people trying to take away somebody's serving in the military, all because Fancy didn't and lied about it. So instead of Fancy admitting, listen, I don't know, however she would fix this now. I mean, she went in deep. She didn't even say, listen, I made a mistake. I got overly excited. I shouldn't have said that. I'm wrong. I'm sorry. I hope you get $100, Soupy Twist. I hope you get $100. So instead of just saying, listen, I got caught up in the moment, I misspoke, and I take it back. Yeah, it would have been a bad moment. Instead of that, she's decided to make everybody's life miserable by getting people involved to go after somebody who actually served in the military and is under an anonymous domestic violence case, so that the person that fucked with her can't mess with her anymore. But Fancy's like, yeah, that doesn't matter to me. I don't care if they rip you apart, kill you. It doesn't matter to me. What matters to me is the lie that I told, not letting people find out that it's really a lie. I'm going to dig in deeper. You're not that smart, Fancy. You're not that smart. You guys absolutely did see that Fancy registered her company as a veteran-owned company, right? You see that. In one of the documents, there was a word that if this was a lie, it was perjury. Would that be our fault, Fancy? I want to know, would that be our fault for exposing that? Or would it be your fault for putting it on the piece of paper? See, that's the thing. These people want to stop the tape at the reaction, not the action. The action was this woman put something on a piece of paper that would benefit her, that was a lie, and it's fraudulent. That's the problem, not the person exposing it. Yeah, scary, isn't it? Scary. Very scary, isn't it? Brie doesn't even look like who she is, to be honest with you, because Brie uses 1,000 filters to make herself look like somebody she's not. She uses a filter on me to exaggerate my hair. And, listen, I'm 61 years old, Brie. I'm in better shape than you. You can make 10 of me out of you. Are you serious? But these people don't want to talk about, they don't want to talk about, oh, that's bullying. That's bullying. That's not bullying. That's sticking up for yourself. No, they can't, but they tried. And that's enough to put some fire under my ass. Listen, I'm not just justifying me. My video's out there. It was never manipulated. It was out there long before. I'm not ashamed of my story. Jen's family's not ashamed of the story. Jen wasn't ashamed of the story. Jen's friends weren't ashamed of the story. Nothing like that. There was nothing like that. But there are some people that are being attacked that aren't able to, you're not able to go into their past. Okay. And that's people like Resident Midnight because of protection. Because of protection. But yet she's told enough about her story to know that this woman's telling the truth. She's even gone as far as saying, listen, I'm not going to share my identity, but what I will do is I will reach out to a stolen valor organization and I will send them that information. And I trust them to keep it safe. And they would be able to tell the person, yes, I have that information and dot, 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 dot. They didn't want to do that. They didn't want to do that. What they tried to do was say, well, Fancy put out her information. Fancy's information is out there. Fancy's not in a domestic violence case and being kept in protective custody, basically, right? Maybe it should be, but it's not the case. This other woman is. Fancy, stolen valor. Show us. I said to Fancy, and these women said, hey, if you show us that you are actually a veteran, we'll expose who I am. That's what they said. So Fancy. It's all on Fancy. There she is, Miss America. Look, you got fans, lady. 1980s in the chat, guys. It's wonderful to have all these content creators. I just want to tell you something. If I were ever to lose my phone, can you imagine the names in here? Flawless Nina, 1980, Trixie Lane, Sir Morbid, Becca Scoops, like all of these names in here. It's funny, right? I thought about that the other day. I was like, can you imagine I lost my phone and somebody were able to like get to my screen, which they can't. But if they were, they find all these names. They're like, what am I involved in? Okay, so I don't know what I'm reading here. They're idiots. I'm sorry, but they're really stupid people. I mean, like, I know that I know Brie said something like it was on Boston. Yeah. Good luck with that, Brie. I have it all. Boston put it up because of you. Because of you, Brie. You now get to be responsible for somebody as stupid as Boston. Have fun with that. Have fun. You better pick your friends better. Have fun with that. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Well, Bree should be here. Good morning, Bree. It's only, what time is it in Louisiana? It's 8:01. Did you go to sleep? Did you go to sleep? Trixie Lane, you didn't have to do that. Thank you so much. That was very kind of you. Thank you. And thank you so much, Cherokee girl. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you. It's hard to mention all the content creators and try not to leave any of them out. They all know who they are. And I totally agree with that. They do it to themselves. It's funny. Think we got all this information because of them. I mean, who says that I put 20 kids' lives in danger? 20 kids' lives in danger. I never put an address out, but that's okay. I mean, just because I'm sharing Jen's video that she put out with Jen's family and friends, I mean, she wanted credit. She said that people should comment on things. So she thinks that Jen's family and friends are going to come over there and do what to 20 kids? Like she had a drug problem. It wasn't any violent acts of anything. And I never even said that her friends were in violent acts of anything, nor would I. But Jen, no violent acts of anything. So it's almost like she's insinuating that I'm going to send people over to her. Never ever said that. Never. I don't think they're going to go over there. I don't think they're going to go to Louisiana and do anything to her. Brie, you have so many people that dislike you and despise you. I really wouldn't worry about people that live in Virginia or DC. But if they write to you, they call you. I don't know, man. I don't know what to tell you. Maybe you shouldn't put up shit like that. Maybe you don't like dealing with the consequences of your actions. I would stop and say, what are the consequences if I do this action before I do the action? But no, Brie's going to say, out of nowhere, out of the blue, I put 20 kids' lives at stake. In the meantime, there should be 6 kids in that house. The fire marshal says you put 20 kids' lives at stake. But she doesn't get it. She doesn't realize her big mouth put her in trouble when there's a law saying only 6 kids in Louisiana. You did that, Brie. Somebody sent me the screenshot and then sent me the law. And you get to deal with that. And that person had nothing to do with Jennifer. Nothing to do with Jennifer. So I think that that's really funny. Yeah, Nina had said that was just, it's worse. It's like when people go to things like 60 Minutes and stuff, we really try to go there not for entertainment, right? We're trying to go there for the truth. 60 Minutes supposed to be journalism, some of the best journalism at its best. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened there. I was talking about that on Guilty of Crime, and we were talking about how mainstream media is now more or less entertainment. That's exactly what she is. Well, here's the thing, Nina. I think that was probably a reaction, right? Not the action. I don't think Nina started that. And I guess you could say that I exposed them too by what I did. Reaction to an action. Yeah. Because she doesn't know how to argue with critical thinking. There you go. There you go. So that's a narrative. That's a narrative that is untrue. And that's what Nina has to say. Show us. Please show us. Just like Brie said that I put 20 kids in danger, show us. Words are words. Please just show receipts. I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I can understand you asking a question, and that's okay. That you can ask that question, but when somebody says, "Okay, well, I didn't do that. Show me the receipts." I think that that's a fair statement, because I would love somebody to show me the receipts if somebody were to say, Toddy friggin' put 20 kids in danger. Show me the receipt. Show me the receipt. I'm doing good. I don't know if that's, not sure how to read that. I don't know if you're being sarcastic or what. I'm fine. Check that out. That was a video that these women did, and I saw it yesterday. It's nice to see content creators, like, it was really nice to see the both of them together. Not that I thought anybody had a beef with anybody, but it's nice to see content creators come together and speak without yelling and screaming, and just showing facts and talking things over. That's what evolved people do. That's how they're evolved. And listen to my son. My son is like snorting up a storm here, you know? Blonde and brown hair. Let's just keep it that way. Oh, you've got a lot to keep up with, Tia Toros. You got a lot to keep up with. There you go. Again, you people, and I'm not saying that this person is trying to give Nina a hard time. I'm giving this person the benefit of the doubt that they heard something that Brie said, and they're saying what it is. And Nina's saying, but that's not true. Can you show the receipt? Thank you again, exposing. Thank you again. Thank you again. I had to resign from the job. I wasn't going to embarrass my boss like that. I had been working in that place for a long time. And yeah, I wasn't going to do that. Email me and I'll tell you about that junkyard. I'm not going to get into that here. If you want to email me, I could talk to you about prices. Yeah, that. So I guess this is talking about the 5-hour phone calls that Gypsy claims she had. No, no. Ask any inmate. No. You don't get to use it as a hotel. There's head counts. You got to be up for the head counts. How Gypsy even got through jail, I'm surprised she just didn't get kicked out of jail or prison and have to go back to start all over again. I can't imagine her keeping a cell clean. I can't imagine her keeping herself clean, to be honest with you. I can't. I can't. Thank you for that. If somebody's putting somebody's address in my comments, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take this shit and I'm going to take it. You're not going to put addresses of people in my comments and expect just to get away from it and not be held accountable for it. Okay. So if there's somebody putting an address in my comments that has to do with anybody, I don't care who it is, send me that screenshot and I'll take care of that. Going after people in real life, is it pretty clear that I could figure out who people are? People, Boston, who's been trying to keep her identity, quiet for a long time. We know who she is. We know where she lives. She knows it now. I'm telling you something, guys. 100%. I'm telling you 100%. I'm not going to stand and let this shit happen because somebody is going to protect a mommy murderer. You're going to go after somebody, right? Guys, you got a bunch of people thanking people here for gifted memberships, and thank you for gifted memberships. I saw that I'm able to do that. I've got to figure out how I could do that. Well, here's the thing, guys. I want you to understand something. I want something to be made clear here. In order to sue somebody, right? You have to spend money to sue somebody. So I had to spend money to go after Brie. All right. I'm not going to get that money back because Brie's never going to have anything. She's never going to have anything worth anything that I'm ever going to be able to get that money back. Right. So there's so much that you can do as far as suing them, and then it becomes something criminal. So for people to say, well, you need to sue, you need to sue, you need to sue, right? Yeah, okay, I can understand that. I think that I'm really behind on the comments here. I don't think Nina meant to do that. I don't think that was a response into something I just said. Sorry about that, Nina. But I mean, Brie has nothing. Boston has less. But I would be in a long line of into next lifetime, right? Into a next lifetime to get anything from Boston. So it has to be handled in a different way. In a legal way is one way, right? When you use a lawyer, but to go after somebody who will never have two dimes to rub together and spend money on that, you're spending money on principle. I spent some money on principle. If that doesn't work, then I'm going to go another route. And that's the way it's going to be. And I don't know what's going to be of these people because nobody has their back and they're morons. They are mindless morons that put their own shit out there and then get pissed off when people pay attention to it. Listen, let me tell you something. If somebody took my job from me, yeah, I would fight that. I would fight that every which way. And then I would fight that. And then I would fight that. And then I would fight that in a way where nobody would know it was me that was fighting that. Nina, there's a question for you here. I'm not sure what it is. I would agree with that. I would agree with that. Really? Well, listen, I don't have anything against that person, to be honest with you. I don't have anything against them. I heard some things just recently that I'm definitely going to check into, but currently I don't have anything against them. Well, she shouldn't have a hate post. There's nobody saying bad shit about her. Somebody's saying, do you get offended? I'm sorry, I'm reading these. Nina does a very good job. And, Nina, in my opinion, for me, was one of the trailblazers here with the Gypsy Rose thing and the calling out of shit. While the other moron, who was the self proclaimed person, just went back and forth yelling and screaming at people, Nina was putting together concise videos talking about things, making them making us understand better. It's just the way she presents herself, right? And then Becca Scoops came out, and her videos got into much more deep dives, and we were able to even understand even better. But Fancy supposedly had all this information. Fancy's story changed to suit Fancy. It was never about the truth. It was always about to suit Fancy. It only became the truth when the lies didn't work for Fancy. A lot of people did. A lot of people did. Absolutely. A lot of people did. And there's nothing wrong with that. Absolutely. I'll do that. You want to drop the email here? I mean, if you want to send me that link, I can put it up on this video in the description of this video, I believe. The double secret probation. I'm fixing that. I'm so sorry, Trixie. I meant the dog. I didn't mean you. I'm so sorry, man. Pixie, I meant Pixie. I didn't mean you, Trixie. I meant Pixie. I meant that. I'm sorry. Hang on 1 minute. I'm sorry. That's funny. I'm so sorry, Trixie. I meant Pixie. I meant Pixie. I'm so sorry. Whatever. I don't know exactly what this is, but I'm sharing it. It's hard for me to read some of the stuff because of the screen, but if I make it big, I can't read the comments. So sorry about that, guys. Does anybody have any questions that they wanted to ask me? I'm self-employed, but if I had a job that I was on social media, I would have it memorized. That had a handbook with a section I would have. Wouldn't you think? Wouldn't you think? Everybody is on the computer nowadays, but it definitely does. It definitely does. Where's Brie? Brie, come on. Come on, Brie, grab your coffee. Hey, you know what, Brie? Jen has a mom. That was her only child. Does that matter to you? I don't know who this person is, but I like their tone. Good morning, Carol. How are you? I haven't seen you in a minute, Carol. I hope all is well. Yep. Oh, Brie, come on. I see you there. Come on, come on, come on. You want to come on up? You want to talk, Brie? I'm asking you seriously. Brie, you want to talk instead of just telling people that I'm asking you seriously. You want if you could come? It's early in the morning. It's early in the morning, Bree, so you shouldn't be all fired up. We could probably have a decent conversation. If you want to come up, come on up. I want you to come up. Come on up. I'm not trying to make you cry. That's on you. I'm not trying to make you cry. Brie, that's okay. You can find me. I live in upstate New York. Come on. Brie, come on. I'm trying to have a conversation with you. I'm serious. I'm really trying to have a conversation with you. I tried to take care of this. You know, she doesn't have to go away. I tried to take care of this privately with her, but I don't know. I don't understand why she didn't want to take care of it privately. I know she does. I know she does. I know that she does. She doesn't have to go away. Listen, guys, I don't want Brie to go away. I actually would like to have a conversation with her, and I'm serious, without yelling and screaming and calling everybody names. Brie, you got a lot of people here saying that they don't believe you. I'm saying I will give you the chance to talk. I won't talk over you. You know that I can have a decent conversation without losing my shit because I'm capable. But I'm going to ask you not to lose your shit and to have a decent conversation. Now, you've got a lot of information on Gypsy, and we're getting things wrong according to you. And I know that you think that this is sarcastic. It's not. We're getting things wrong according to you because Gypsy's telling you things, and she's actually telling us things too. You know that, right? How am I supposed to get this? Text me. I can't get it. So just text me. Just text me. You know who's calling, so just text me because I can't get it. Wait a minute here. Whoa, 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 whoa. Would you like to do this? We could set this up now. Brie, I'm serious. I will be respectful. Listen, she doesn't have any money, so it's got to be criminal charges. Unfortunately, Brie, you do understand this. I'm not even joking. I'm not joking, Brie, because a big part of me thinks you got involved in this by accident, and now you're just doubling down. Gypsy's going to walk away from you like she has everybody else, and you're going to be stuck holding the bag with your mom. And that's shitty. That's shitty. That's not a threat. Look at your friend's history. You think you're more special than anybody else that she's left behind, her mom? You think you're more special than her mom? Come on. Yeah. See, this is and to be honest with you, to be 1,000% honest with you, a part of me is really bothered by the fact that you're going to go down for this idiot. Brie, do you need a link? I'm asking you to Brie. Tell me if you want a link and I'll drop a link for you. I don't have a problem with that. Hang on 1 second. I'm just reading. Somebody sent me something from this. And if Brie wants this, I want to do that. I'm trying to find it. I can't see where she's asking for this. Hold on. Just hold on a second. Let me get rid of that. Okay, somebody tell me how to drop my link for Brie, because I want to drop the link. I don't want to lose the stream, and I haven't done this before. Did you hear a threat? Did you hear a threat? Anybody that could send me how to send Brie the link without messing. Oh, here we go. Whoa. I got it right here. Hang on. One second right here. Guys, this is for Brie. And listen, when she comes up on the panel, if she does, give her a chance to speak. Please just give her a chance to talk. So that should have gone up there. I'm way behind on this chat, so my apologies for that. Let me get here. So that's the link to the chat, Brie. Come on up. Guys, please let's give her a chance. I'm not even being funny here. I'm being serious. So here she is.
I'm on now. Okay.
Okay, Brie, you're on.
Hi.
How you doing? Good morning.
I'm doing okay.
Good. So let's talk, Brie. What is it that you
Yeah.
want to talk about?
Well, the reason I came in here is just to clarify some things. To say that for one, like I don't own a daycare. That's my mother that owns a daycare, and the address that keeps getting passed around, which was due to Nina dropping the link to my mother's address, just to say, because that is very true. Um, that's my mother's address that you have. That's why I was saying like it doesn't harm me. It harms more her more than me by doing what you were gonna do. I don't own a daycare. My mom does. So that's the one thing. The second thing, the Graves, like I absolutely had nothing to do with that, and I was totally against it. I That's the reason I apologized to her, even though I had nothing to do with me. I still apologized to her because that was really fucked up, and I would never condone something like that ever. Um, so I just want to make that clear as well. What was the other thing? Oh, and Nina's job. Nina has put out a video herself that proves that I didn't make her lose her job. So it's kind of annoying that that constantly gets you know, put out there because there's proof that I didn't do that. So yeah, those are the three things that I came in here to say, or like especially the Nicole thing. I mean, my mother too, but the Nicole thing, like I would never ever condone something like that. And actually, Toddy, the reason I cut off the video where I did when I made one is because I didn't want anything about your ex to be out there, any of her information. I know that you shared that on your live, but I would never do that. I would never expose anything about her past. Like that's not what my intentions were. And I might not have should have. Okay, maybe I shouldn't have made that video, but I was annoyed because this has nothing to do with Gypsy either. That's what annoys me too, because you came into my messages and was pretty threatening, like pretty much saying if I don't stop talking about Becca, you're gonna put out that information about me. And then on top of that, you started talking about my marriage, which I am married. I never took his last name, but I'm absolutely married. And then you said I had a criminal record, which I don't. So yes, I was mad, and
So you're let me just tell you 100, you're 1,000,000% right. I did say that, and I did misspeak about that. And what I and that you're 1,000% right. You do not. She does not have a criminal record. I have seen her past. She has one parking thing or one. This is the truth. Just one. It had to do with driving,
yeah, it's
actually.
probably speeding or like I used to speed
But
a
it was a
lot. I don't
long
know.
time ago, and that's that's true. 1,000,000%. No criminal record. Criminal behavior. I'm going to stand by that when it comes to doxing and stuff like that. I mean, that's
To
and
me, I
telling.
don't feel like it was doxing, but because
Okay.
I covered up her address. I would never put out her address ever. The thing, it was public information, and she shared her own videos on Facebook from her real name. So if anybody would have seen one of her videos from Facebook, they would have known her real name because she literally has shared it herself.
And who are we talking about? I'm sorry.
Becca Scoops.
Okay. So, I did say exactly. So I'm not even gonna. I'm telling the truth. I absolutely was floored at what happened with Becca Scoops. It didn't have anything to do with her husband, just like it didn't have anything to do with your mom. And
Right,
what
but I
happened
didn't
with
say
Becca
anything about her
Scoops
husband.
was
All I
30
said was that she
years
wasn't.
ago. She that it wasn't her husband. The guy was they
Right, right,
were
right.
away
I
for
wasn't talking
4.
about her husband. I was saying that before, until she brought it up, all I was saying was that she wasn't a widow because I do feel like he does have a widow, and that is disrespectful. Like I wasn't saying that. I never said anything about her husband until after the fact, until she already brought it up, and she was trying to say that she was in danger now, when that's not true because she talks about this on other platforms. So that's the reason. Like I would never have like brought up her husband, other than the fact that the whole thing, like, and bringing up her. Okay, I want to say this actually, and then I'm going to shut up because I know I've been talking. So, like, okay, the thing about me bringing up the thing from the past, maybe I should have just said it was revoked and not bring up that because a lot of people have gotten confused and thought that I was talking about her addiction. For all I know, she might not even have an addiction. Maybe she was. I'm not saying she was doing this, by the way, but she could have been. Selling them. I don't know what she was doing with them. That didn't matter to me. I don't care. Everybody has a past, you know. Maybe not some worse than others, but we all have a past somewhere. So it wasn't about that. It was about the fact that she has misrepresented herself. And because technically, even she wasn't even a psych nurse or a ICU nurse, like she says, she was a different kind of nurse. Like we have, like, that's what I'm saying. Like it's misleading. And it has built her platform. And I'm not saying this to be disrespectful. It's just the truth. Nothing that I've done has been to like expose in that kind of way. It's been because if people are going to listen to someone, they should listen based on like real facts, not mislead people. Because I mean, think about it. Why else would you state that if he was revoked over 20 years ago? Why else would you state that in a video other than to give? Yeah, like if somebody came to you and was like, "Oh, I want to tell you, I want to give you my opinion on Gypsy's medical records," and then the next person came to you and was like, "I want to give you the opinion. Oh, by the way, I'm a former nurse." Whose opinion are you going to respect more? The person who's a former nurse, because you're that it gives credential. That's a really respected position, you know, and that's a respected position, and that was the point. It wasn't about getting at her. It wasn't. People can still like her. I wasn't trying to get people to not like her. The fact of the matter is, technically, she can get fined for what she's doing. She can,
So you're
and
saying
that
that Becca, I'm sorry, you're saying that Becca was never a nurse?
no. She wasn't a psych nurse or an ICU nurse. She was a
Mhm,
cardiothoracic nurse, and
mhm,
her license was revoked 22 years ago.
mhm.
And technically, she can't, by law, she could say in an informal setting, say if we're having a conversation and I was like, oh, I work at Oshner Baptist at the hospital. And you're like, oh, I'm a former nurse. I used to work there. You know, that's an informal setting. But to say, like, when on Case Studies did a YouTube live with her, and he said, in your professional opinion, how would you diagnose Gypsy? Okay, when she answered that, that is actually like that's it's against the law because for one, she was not a doctor, but for two, she did it under the pretense that she was like used to be a nurse,
But
and
she did used to be a nurse. I'm not trying to argue. What I'm trying to say is,
right,
but she was a nurse, even if she lost her license because of
it's
what
just a law.
happened.
It's just a
But
law. It really is.
but she
It's the law.
still, it's like, well, let me try to explain it,
Okay.
and maybe I'm wrong in this, but let me try to explain it. So let's just say that I went ahead and I finished college, right? And then they found out that I was selling weed, and they said, "Hey, listen, we're going to take your degree back from you. What about all of the stuff that I did to graduate? That still has to apply, right?" I mean, so she was still a nurse. I'm not going to get into Becca's past
Yeah, that's fine.
because to be honest with you, neither of us actually know she knows her past, but she did lose her license. She says that, right? And now she says she's a former nurse. I don't know what was said before, to be honest with you, but you still can't take away what she learned after the fact. You know what I'm saying? It's like you can't take away somebody's credibility because of something that happened after the fact. They still have the knowledge of being a nurse.
Well,
They still finished and they still had their degree. The fact that they can't use it anymore doesn't mean that that knowledge went to the wayside. It's still
Well, that's why
there.
they have to, it's continued. A nurse has to renew their license every 2 years because you have to continue education because medicine is constantly changing. So that's the
Hmm.
reason that it is 100% against the law to present yourself like that. And that's not to say that y'all like anybody can support who they want. That's fine, but I'm just saying that the reason she did it okay, even in her YouTube bio, and she changed this after I called her out. And if she wouldn't have changed it if she knows that's not true. She changed it. Used to just say I'm a psych and ICU nurse and never said former in her description. She didn't change that until I called her out. She did that for a reason because she knows that she can get in trouble for that. That and really technically I mean, and that I mean that's better than nothing. But like that, technically, she's not even supposed to. I don't know what Nina's talking about when she says show proof, but she technically is not even supposed to use her quote unquote credentials to say like when they asked her that, which she's supposed to state that that her license has been revoked. And I can show. I mean, there's law. I can show you law, and it's like whatever. Everybody knows now. People are still like supporting her. That's fine. That's fine. It's just I think that's something that the public should know because you do. Like I said, if somebody came up to you and said, "I have an opinion," and another person came up and said, "I'm an opinion. I was a nurse," you're gonna hold their opinion to a higher standard. And that's the point is because it is misleading. It's misleading because a nurse is not going to know, a nurse isn't going to be able to analyze medical records and like know much about them. The nurse doesn't do that. And then on top of that, to say you was a psych, it shows that it's set up for a narrative because the psych side of things. And then I add ICU nurse. That's the reason. Like it's like, and I know a lot of people don't want to agree with me because there it's like a this side that side thing, but it's truly not like that to me. It's not about what side you're on. It's about like what you can prove with tangible evidence.
Okay, so let me just tell you something. The way that you're presenting yourself right now, this is the way that you're going to get people to listen to you, Brie.
I have
Because
tried though. A lot of people don't realize that I've been going through this since last January. A lot of people didn't show up until around July. I was attacked for 5 months before I retaliated at all. At all. Like literally at all.
well,
Five
I mean,
months.
you're I I don't know what's going on with that. What I'm saying to you is this is the way. I'm not agreeing with you with what you said because I feel like, listen, I feel like we all know my story with Jen, right? And listen, at 100%, 1000%, I was totally wrong. It wasn't illegal for me to write to Jen or have Jen write to me and talk to each other. It wasn't illegal, but it was ethically incorrect in my position to write to an inmate and have an inmate write back to
Yeah,
me.
and to be honest,
You
girl, I
know,
don't even care about that.
wait a minute. Let
I
me
was
just finish.
hurt.
Let me just finish. Let me
Okay.
just
That's
finish.
fine.
Okay.
You go ahead.
So, but it would be a stretch for, it's like, you can't go back and say, and I didn't say that you said this, I'm just using this as an example. You can't go back and say, well, she never worked correctly in the jails if this is what she did at the end of her career. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't take away all the good work that I did before. You could say that, listen, I was wrong in that. I was wrong in that. That's why I left. I didn't want my boss to be embarrassed by that. I didn't want to get caught. Not because of me. Not because of me. My family knew who I was involved in. I spoke to them because I was going to bring this woman into their home and they needed to know who I was bringing into their home. Somebody who had a drug problem, because that's not up to me to decide who's going into people's homes. But the point is that it, like, again, with the Becca thing, yeah, she did the wrong thing with what happened. She'll be the first one to say it. She said it. I did the wrong thing with what happened. But you can't take away the knowledge and all the work that was done before, the credibility of who we are. You
So
know what
I'm
I'm
not
saying?
trying to do that. The difference is, okay, so in law, like so let's say a police officer, I know you weren't that, but let's just say that. So law, like what's illegal and stuff, like that's not changing much. Like, okay, so let's say for instance, burglary was illegal then, it's illegal now. Passing up a red light was illegal then, it's illegal now. punching someone in the like having a bar fight was not okay. Like so, those things are usually pretty consistent, you know. Whereas in the medical field, it's not. It's not consistent. It's always changing. So I'm not trying to take away the her what she did as a nurse and or anything like that. I'm just saying that, and it's not even just me. It's the law. Like if it wasn't the law, that it is literally against it's against the law. It is. It's illegal, and I can show that. I mean, I did show it in my video, but I can show it even from the code, the nursing code. I don't know what it's called, but
Listen, I understand. In other words, what you're saying is because medication and because medicine changes all the time, and I understand it's fluid. We're
the medical
getting,
field in general, not even just
of course,
medicine.
it does
Yeah,
because, and it does, and you're right because we're finding new cures for things. We're finding new
right.
diseases and stuff. I mean, clearly after, you know, after we were all walking around in masks, right? Like, of course, it's fluid. It changes. So what you're saying, and this is what I think you're saying, is, hey, Becca Scoops, her knowledge in nursing stopped 30 years ago. Gypsy Rose wasn't, she was 2 years old back then.
Right.
So how can she report on what's going on with Gypsy now? I
You ever
listen,
see
I
why I really
understand that.
did it? Okay, go ahead.
No, I understand what you're saying. I do. I understand what you're saying about that. About how could she know about something now when her career ended that long ago? That's a question that I might have asked her, to be honest with you, because maybe she's still doing things and she might not be able to keep her license alive, but she still might be practicing in as far as keeping herself updated with what's going on in medicine. She might not have lost that passion even though she
Maybe
can't
not.
follow the career,
And
you
that's why
know.
I probably wouldn't have even done that. Let me tell you, I probably wouldn't have even done that to open people's eyes if people would listen another way. Because this is the thing, I have tried to and well, let me restate that. I didn't know this then also. And I think it's important for people to know, like I think it's important to always vet your sources and what you're listening to, especially when it's something so serious like this is someone's life. So my thing is that I've tried to debate and civilly debate her, of course, and she never has. And when I put a video one time, I put a video out, nothing disrespectful. All I did was debunk some of her information. And she wrote me a message saying to take the video down or that she would be making a video about me. And when she did, she made a video about me and falsely accused me of being racist and used things that were not true. Like that was her retaliation. Instead of having a debate with me, she went to some personal attack. And it's like, all I've ever wanted to do is debate because I can sit up here and tell you thing after thing after thing and prove it with records, with tangible evidence, like things that she has said that are not true. And I think that people hold so much when it comes to back to schools, people really truly hold what she says as truth. And I'm not saying that everything she says is not true. I'm not saying that at all, but there are many like pretty big things that she has said that is not factual. And I mean, for instance, like about Gypsy, not like her last surgery being like in 2007 or whatever, that's not true. Her last surgery was in 2013, and I can show records to prove that. And but nobody wants to listen, and that's what bothers me with this whole thing. Everybody says like, "Oh, you just want people to listen to you, and not you attack them." No, actually, it feels like that on the other end, actually, because I can come into a live and show people proof of something and they're still like, oh, you're just fat and you're on drugs and you're stupid and you're a liar. That's how I get treated in return. I can show them a fact, like literal paper. Like, and it's just like it becomes frustrating. It does. And at the end of the day, like, I mean, yeah, I would debate someone if they wanted to, but I'm almost like over like it's like believe what you want. That's where I'm getting at because it's like if you're just gonna treat someone like they're less than you because or like you don't want to listen to them because they're fat or because people accuse them of being on drugs or because my friends help me with my water bill. It's like if that's how low of a person you're gonna be, I don't want to debate you anyway. Because that's what it turns like. That's all. Nobody has ever made a video debunking what I say, but they've made so many attacking me personally. I
Well,
used to.
let me just tell you, I would love to honestly talk like this to you and give you a chance to tell Gypsy's side with your facts. And I'm not going to give you a hard time. I might question you, but I'm not going to be mean or
Yeah.
nasty. Listen, I know your loyalty is to Gypsy, and let me finish. I
I,
don't have a problem with that because who we like and who we find ourselves friendly with, we really those are feelings. They don't often make sense, right? We don't know who we fall in love with half the time, because by the time we figure it out, we figure out, oh shit, that was probably wrong, but our hearts go there. So never. The fact, and I've always said you're her ride or die. And I've seen plenty of times of people saying, man, I would want Brie on my side if I was going up against something, because they definitely see how much you defend Gypsy. So I would love to try to straighten this out as much as possible. And I welcome you to please come here. I'm not going to lose my temper. I'm going to show you respect as long as you show me respect. I might not agree
Right.
with what you have,
Yeah.
but if you want to put stuff out that you think is going to help Gypsy, I'm happy to put it on this channel. I'm not
But
afraid of putting stuff
this is
out.
what I
And if
mean,
I'm
though.
wrong about her, I'll be the first one to say, we got this wrong, man. I
Yeah.
got this wrong. And I would say that, but I would want to see proof, because
I mean, your
unfortunately,
chat is evidence that like this is how I get treated. Bree is literally so mentally ill. Trixie, I've
Brie,
been
I'm
trying to
not
get
even
one.
reading. Brie, I'm
I
not
know, but
even
it's
looking
just
at
that,
the
oh, like this is
comments.
how you conduct yourself. How I've been respectful since I've been up here. So what do
She's
you
been
mean?
totally respectful,
This
guys. She
is how
hasn't raised her voice. She hasn't done anything except, guys, please,
and
if
I'll
we
even
want,
say that I'm sorry for the video that I made. I did, hearing someone tell me, like, I've been married for 10 years. Like, I am happily married. To hear someone say that, that I was like, what? Like, that, because people already spread lies about me every day. So to hear that was infuriating, for one. And then for two, like, when I, put that out about Becca, and then to get that message from you, like, so I'm not allowed to speak on things, but y'all are. So it was, I, I'm sorry that I triggered that inside you, because I will say this: I never tore apart your ex. I would never ever speak ill about your ex. I really wouldn't. Um, I saw that.
well, you didn't speak
I
ill against her. You, you, you called me a predator.
No, I didn't call you a predator, though. I did not call you that in the video, and I didn't title my video that. I know a lot of people keep saying, "Oh, that was my title." At first, it wasn't. And I didn't block. I blocked you after you wrote that message to me. I made that. I put that video on TikTok. Everybody's saying I took it down. No, I didn't take it down. It got reported, and then it got taken down. I never took it down. I put it on YouTube. You just happened to see Boston's first, and Boston put that in the title. I cannot control what other people do. Like, I
Listen to
can't.
me. I need to really interrupt you here, because I'm going to speak to you as a friend. I
Mm.
swear I'm going to speak to you as a friend. I know that you don't think that you're responsible for these people's behavior, and you're not. You're not, but that's a very blurred line, Brie. And these people, they will throw you under the bus, and you will be the only one holding this
Which
bag.
people?
Now,
Which
Boston,
people?
I'm right now I'm talking about Boston. Now I
Boston's
know
been with
that.
me. I've been knowing Boston since last January.
Okay, so
Boston
just so
people
you
say
know,
things about her and she baits them. She does. She baits them. I
do
always
you
have to have
know,
conversations with
you
her.
do know that Boston and I were communicating. Did she
Yeah.
ever tell you that? Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
she
And
told
all,
me. Mm.
and there was never a problem between me and Boston. The last time I spoke to Boston, she just said that she wasn't able to make it to the Christopher Gregor thing. She wanted a plane trip there. There was no way we were doing that. You know what I'm saying? So that was, but I didn't have any problems with her. I dodged the bullet with her, because this isn't, when we have friends, I'm sorry, but when we have friends, we are responsible for our friends. In the friends that we keep, Brie, in the friends that we keep, we're
Right.
responsible.
I can say the
Okay.
same for people on this side. Like, because if I try to blame one person, they're like, oh, I didn't do that. Like, I constantly get told what you're telling me right now. Every time I'm like, this person, well, that wasn't me, though. That wasn't me. So nobody, because I will go up on panel and I will call out people from myself. Like, you know how many conversations I've had to have with Boston? And because I know Boston, know her. And I know that people constantly say things about her. And I know people aren't going to agree with me, and that's fine. But like, she will bait people constantly because they say these things about her. So why, if you knew Boston, she's one of the most
I
sensitive,
didn't say
kind hearted.
anything about her. No, no, no. I didn't say anything about
I'm
her.
not saying
I just,
you. I'm saying people
okay,
in
but she
general do
came
this
after me. But that's
because
what
of
I'm
me.
saying. But see, that's where you become culpable. That's all I'm saying. I'm
They
glad
do
you
it on
see that.
both sides. Look at all the
But
people
wait a
coming at
minute.
me for you.
Wait. Right. Brie, please. I'm talking to you. I swear to God. I am talking to you about you. I'm talking to you about you. I'm not saying things are all right on my side. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying this. If I were to left, and I don't mean this in any disrespect, please understand. I'm 60. I'm going to be 65 years old in 3 years. If I were to lose my job today, I could still make it. Brie, my reputation is 61 years old. Yours is not. So when we are responsible for the friends we keep because they make us look like who we are, I would not personally, I'm not telling you what to do. What I'm saying to you is if I had a friend that was a constant big mouth and causing me trouble, I would have to distance myself from that friend, right? Especially if I was in my 30s. I don't have that much history to show that I'm this person. I have 61 years. You could go back. You've looked in my, you've had to have looked in my
I
closet.
didn't look into you at all.
There's nothing back there though. There's
I
nothing
didn't
there.
know.
But what I'm saying is, I'm not even, I don't
People
even
treat me
really,
like
I
this because
just
of
want you
Gypsy
to think
anyway.
about what I'm
Period.
saying. That's all I'm saying. I'm not telling you to
Right.
stop talking
I
to her.
understand that. But what I'm
I'm
telling
just
you is
saying
that
that
like
why should you
people.
have a lot, somebody who makes you liable for something, somebody that makes you culpable for somebody. A friend shouldn't put you in that situation either, in all fairness.
Right. But I mean, just me being friends with Gypsy put the target on my back. So I mean, it doesn't like just that alone. Just that
Well,
alone. Like,
I don't have a problem with you being friends with Gypsy. I
oh, I
don't
know,
think
but most
people
people do. Most people do.
I don't think it's the fact that you're
I've
friends
been
with her. That's the problem. I think the
before I
problem
ever
is
had mods, before I ever, I'm telling you, Toddy, like, I don't know when you started doing content like this, but since the first, the first thing was Fancy. That's who I came at first when I came on the scene, okay? What I came to was to expose Fancy because I was looking into this case and I've heard about this lady that like lied her way into the Blanchett's life, okay? And it was it was insane the things that I had seen and like how she manipulated so much of what was saying. So the whole thing was me, and then that's who was attacking me. She spread the rumor why people call me a man, is because she wasn't the one who started it. She's the one who helped spread it. Was that I was trans, which isn't true, but I still get attacked to this day for that, even though it shouldn't matter anyway, right? Um,
right.
so
And,
that was the first thing, and then it was the drugs, and that still carries to this day. And then I've been saying I was fat, but what happened on the day of the book signing? My body was shared on 5 different platforms, made fun of, whatever. I get through it all, whatever. But people have been doing this to me since before I had these people around me. People have treated me the way they treat me since the first week I started making content. No lie. Because at first it was because of Fancy's people. Now she doesn't have that much of a support as she did, but it just turned into everybody else, everybody who's against Gypsy. Like, and people can deny it, people, whatever. Like, I have proof of it. Like, for 5 months, a lot of people think that I just came out attacking. No, like, I literally was attacked. Like for five, Nina sat on a live one time with someone else and said, "Let's go to sent her followers to my chat. This is like my 3rd month in, and said, "Let's see who can make Brie cry first." I have proof of that too. And literally, I cried that night. I don't know. I was more frustrated, overwhelmed. It wasn't what they said, but it was a trans joke, probably. I think. But yeah, Nina, and she denies it to this day, and she's lying. She sat there and said, "Let's see who can make Brie cry first." And that's what they did. I was tormented for 5 fucking months, Toddy, before I did a single thing back. And now I'm the bully, though. I'm the bully.
listen, I honestly don't know about that. If somebody did that to you, then I don't agree with that. I like Nina. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with
Yeah, and
bullies
that's
on
fine.
either
You can like
side.
her.
I don't agree with bullies on either side. Here's what I think is that I don't have I personally don't have a problem with you being friends with Gypsy. The problem that I have is that, and that's why I would love to have you come on with the proof, is because to me and to a lot of people, it's very black and white that Gypsy has been dishonest about things. So
Okay, I'm sorry. I
I
just have to
get
say
the
that.
go ahead.
I just have to say this. I'm so sorry. Then I'm mute because I'm gonna be traveling, like not traveling, but like going to like a few streets over to get my car. But
Right.
somebody said Brie hangs on to old shit. No, I'm explaining because a lot of people, y'all didn't come around until around July, some people, and y'all think that I just came out just attacking. And that's not true. I do not care. Look, I'm still standing. I still get up every single day and hold my own. I have very thick skin now, especially since all I've gone through. But I'm allowed to say, I have to hear all of y'all bitching and whining all the time. So I'm allowed to say what happened to me for 5 months without doing anything back. So it's not me bringing up old shit. It's me stating facts. Like, it's whatever. It's in the past. That's fine. Like, but if somebody else was up here saying what I did to them 5 months ago, oh, y'all would be going ham. So don't say that I bring up old shit. It's not about that. I was explaining to Toddy what didn't retaliate to for 5 months because a lot of people don't know that. A lot of people think I just like automatically was just like so offended and attacked people, and that's not what happened. Anyways, I'm going to mute for like a few minutes.
That's all right. Well, my thing is that we see things in such a black and white way as far as Gypsy goes, and Gypsy's own words have caused us, I'm gonna be nice, confusion. Okay. So I would love to have you come and explain things that maybe we're missing, because yeah, I have to be honest, I don't like Gypsy. I don't like her at all for what she did to Nick. But I certainly would love to see proof that maybe I'm wrong, because I don't want to support Nick if Nick is all those nasty things. But then these FOIAs came out, and like you can't debunk the FOIAs of who
Yeah,
said what first.
that's the whole thing. It seems like though.
I'm sorry.
It seems like a lot of people didn't read through all of that for some reason because it's pretty. I mean, we can have a conversation about this another time if you want, but it's pretty. I mean, you see. I mean, it's so very clear like who was influenced by who, like just from those documents. That's why I was surprised when people only wanted to pick out that one paragraph when the entire document shows Nick saying rape after rape, rape after rape. He's mentioned it so much, and then there's many videos where Nick, I mean, Gypsy literally says that, like Victor, she's stating, told me to make this video. There's parts where the police are noting that Gypsy looks visibly upset and is crying. Like, there's a lot in that people are just looking over, and I get it because when you get it, when you're looking at it only from this one perspective, you're gonna miss things like that. But I came into this not knowing Gypsy. I was not friends with Gypsy. And I had the same opinion then than I do now. Nothing about Gypsy being my friend has changed my opinion. And a lot of people don't realize that. Like, I was looking through this case for months before I knew Gypsy. Months. And she reached out to me. I didn't
Right.
reach out to her. But yeah.
Well, I mean, Brie, I'm not going to fault you for, believing one side of the story. There's quite a few people that believe her side of the story. I don't believe her side of the story. I would really love to see some of the stuff that you have to debunk some of this, because if she's right and I'm wrong, I'll be the first one to say that.
Yeah,
But,
and I respect that.
you know, but so listen, I I don't know what else to say. I don't want to go in circles. I think that this was a really good conversation. I'm glad that we talked. Um I you are going to get a letter from my lawyer this week. I don't want it to be a surprise. I meant it. It's happening,
Well,
and
I
I
know
think you're
that
going to
you have to
get.
reach all 4 points on defamation, which I didn't do. I mean, it's not. Trust me, you're not being harmed by it. Like as you can see, like I'm being attacked
Yeah, no,
constantly
no,
every
no.
single
I
day.
I don't even listen. I
But
don't
the
even
Dane
want to talk
Corley
about it.
clan,
I
I
just
never said
don't.
I didn't reach out to Christy first. I know I reached out to Christy first about Fancy. Nobody said I didn't. You're always somewhere for drama. I said Gypsy reached out to me first. That's what I said. I never said that Christy didn't. I never said that Christy did. I reached out to Christy about Fancy because I wanted to ask a question because I was trying to expose Fancy. So yeah, I never said that Christy reached out to me. The fuck?
Well, I don't know who you're talking about. Because I really wasn't reading the comments. I'm trying to just have a conversation with you. I know that
Yeah,
there's
no, I'm sorry.
comments
I just
there.
happened to look down.
Yeah, I know. And listen, there are going to be people here that aren't going to like you. I don't want that to be about this. I really do want this. I did want this, and I do want this to be a constructive thing. And the only reason why I'm telling you about the lawyer is because I don't want you to end this and go, oh fuck, she did this and didn't tell me. It was already sent out on Friday. And I know you're going to get it this week. That's all I'm saying, because I don't want it to be like, oh, we had this conversation and she went ahead and did this. It's already done.
Yeah,
So
I'm not worried about that. I mean, I sent the same thing that you
yeah,
sent me to the police. I mean, I think we both would do that. I mean, I did the same exact thing. And
right, right.
as far as exposing the Go Wives Network, just be freaking careful. That's all I'm gonna say on that.
Okay, okay, and I can appreciate
She
that.
used. I mean, we could have a private conversation about that, honestly. But she uses people as a tool. I can show proof of that. She is legit a lunatic, and I have all like. I'm just letting you know. Just like you rolling me about Boston, I'm doing the same exact thing. Like, and a lot of people in this community, even people that are against Gypsy, knows how crazy this girl is.
Okay. No, I hear you, and I hear you. I definitely hear you, and I appreciate that. And I'm not being funny. I mean it. I heard what you said. You're saying the same thing that I said about Boston, and that's the way you feel about the exposing the Good Wives
Yes,
Network.
what many people feel. Yes, many people.
Okay.
She has put a lot of people in like very dangerous situations. Like she's not a good person. But anyways, but yeah, we can have another conversation if you want to reach out to me. Yep.
Absolutely. I
Yeah.
will do. I got your new email, so I
I
got
don't
it.
think you do because do you?
I,
Because did you
yeah,
get
I
it
do.
from me? Okay, because I never got the first email. So
Yeah, no, I got it. I got it.
okay,
All
okay,
right. So listen,
all
have a
right.
good day. Thank you for coming on. I mean
Yeah, no
that
problem.
sincerely. Thank you for coming on, and have a good day. All right.
You too. Bye.
All right. Bye. All right, guys. So I don't want us beating up on Brie. I mean, she came on. I think it took a lot of guts for her to come on. And I'm way behind here on the comments because I wanted to give her my undivided attention. And I am more than happy, honestly. I'm more than happy to um have her show us the stuff about Gypsy. And I don't mean that facetiously. I mean that honestly, because I do want to understand why people are still believing Gypsy when it seems so evident. I just want to understand that. So I'm very happy this happened, to be honest with you, you know. So I'm not I guys, I'm doing everything that I just said that I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing everything that I said. I'm not backing down, but I could still be kind. You know what I'm saying? I mean, all right, wait a minute. I agree she does, but there was something else that I was trying to get, but the thing, here we go. I think it's this one because if I don't stop it, it's just going to go. Well, I'm hoping Newport, listen, guys, absolutely. I didn't deserve to be slandered 1000%. I saw the video. My lawyer got a picture of what the video said, to be honest with you, but I'm not going to argue over things that it's just, it just makes no sense. I got the picture. To go back and forth, I would rather get information. I'd rather find out what's going on with Gypsy. Why do people believe this? What's the narrative? I would rather find that out than to argue about something that I got a picture of, right? I got a picture of her of the video saying that I'm that word. My lawyers got it. And then there's another picture of the other one, Boston, and the damages thing. So, but for me to go on about that, I don't want to. It was more about what is it? What is it that Gypsy's putting out there that we're missing and that other people are getting? I don't think we're missing anything, but I'd like to look at it. That's interesting to me. So, yeah, Rogi, I'm not familiar with, but apparently he's here. I know nothing about him. I've seen his picture. Guys, this is the bullshit that I don't want. Now stop. Please, everybody stop. This isn't what this is about. Thank you, 1980. You've got so much grace. I feel you, Nina. I feel you. I feel you. I feel you. I am hopeful that I can learn things though. I do want to hear that side. That's fine too. That would be fine too. I would be fine trying to understand the minds. That's fine too. You know, and Nina said, show me proof that I did that. Show me proof that I did that. So unless there's proof, yeah, I'm gonna go on Nina's side because I have loyalty towards Nina. Let me tell you guys something. I just want you guys to understand something, please. I have really good friends out in the real world that I've been friends with for years. And sometimes they do stupid things, right? Sometimes I do stupid things, right? Sometimes, like everybody, I could lose my cool. I could say things that I don't mean. And I expect my friends to hold me in check. I expect my friends to say, hey, Toddy, calm the fuck down before you do something that you're going to regret. I expect that from my friends because that's what I give to my friends. I don't want my friends to get in trouble for stupid things. They get frustrated or whatever. They don't want to see me get in trouble for stupid things. That situation with Boston and Brie, that I don't think that that's considered to be respectful there, to be honest with you. Okay, so here we go. Wait a minute. Wait. Did I get this? No, not you. I didn't mean to put you up there, Trixie Lane. I meant to put Rogie up there because I do see him in the comments. So I'm going to go ahead and put that up there just because he has the right to do that. And I have confidence in Nina. So I have total confidence in Nina. I don't think Nina has a mean bone in her body, but after I saw all those drawings and that what was it, a TikTok that was mocked about her, yeah, I'd be fuming too. I'd be fuming too. And there was racism in there. And you can't tell me that there wasn't. So and if Nina doesn't listen, here's another thing. Well, okay, so there's a few content creators, in all fairness. That is not true. I'm 1000% sure, Toddy, that is not true. Okay, so Nina has said that she's heard, but at the beginning of her videos, I hear this is alleged and all this stuff. So if she has somebody that's whispering something in her ear, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. I have a video. I have a video of two men having sex. Somebody sent that to me. My hand to God, somebody sent that to me. And they said that Ken was one of the men here. Now, unfortunately, I had to look at this fucking video. I'm a gay woman. It's the last thing I want to see, right? And I could see where I could have put that video up. And you know how many people would have said, oh my God, that's Ken. Oh my God, that's Ken. I'm dead serious. But then I noticed something on the video and I said, let me check into that. There was something on the video. I'm not going to say what it was, but I started looking for it in Ken and I couldn't find it. So I said to myself, that's not Ken. That's not Ken. And to be honest with you, I don't think I would have put that video up anyway, because I don't know that I could go that low. Okay. I might have sent it to somebody privately to show them, hey, listen, look at this shit. And when I say privately, it would have been somebody, not to put it out online, it would have been somebody on Gypsy's side, probably, so that they saw. The point is, I could have taken that video and put it online, and I could have destroyed Ken, but I don't think it's Ken. I don't think it's Ken. So we have a responsibility as content creators to put up things that are true, not just to help fit our dialogue or our narrative, but to put things up that are actually true and factual. Okay. So all of this in saying, Nina gets things just like I get things. She has better sources, no doubt, than I do. She's been doing this longer. She has people. That's right. They did a blackface of her. That's right. That's right. They did a blackface of her. Totally wrong. Totally wrong. Totally racist. Totally wrong. Right? So, well, we're not going to put that word in there. Like, that's on it. I'm not going to put that word in there. I'm trying to get some stuff here that aren't okay. The point is that if Nina gets a source that says that this is the case, and she goes with it and says that she heard this and it's alleged, I don't see a problem with that. It's alleged at the beginning of it. It's a source. This is what she heard. How is that hurting Gypsy? If she has custody, if Gypsy has custody of Aurora, how is that hurting Gypsy? I just want to know. Because to be honest with you, Rogie, to be honest with you, with the picture or the video of the baby on Gypsy's chest, that baby isn't even looking at her mother. That makes no sense to me. That makes no sense to me. A child is always looking for safety in the eyes of their mother. That child didn't even seem to recognize her mother. That's true. We saw that. And I can honestly say that makes no sense to me. Now, am I spreading rumors? No. I have never seen, and there's kids in my family. I have never seen a child so young who supposedly goes from one house to another house and takes a while for them to get any kind of comfort, isn't looking for comfort in their mother's eyes. So that alone says to me something is wrong with that. Why isn't the baby looking at her? Why isn't the baby seeking comfort? So I don't think that there's a problem when somebody says, I don't think, or I've been told, or Gypsy doesn't have custody of the baby, this is alleged. I don't see a problem with that, Rogie. I don't. So anyway, guys, I'm getting ready to I don't know who you're talking to. I don't know who you're talking to, but I agree with that. Nobody should be toxic. Nobody should be toxic. Worried about what I'll do to she do to my mom. Wait a minute, let me see something. My daughters were always looking at me. Why are they so worried about that little detail anyway? What about what she did to her mom? That's the question. Now, do I expect Brie to have that answer? No, I don't expect Brie to know exactly why. And I don't want this to be a trap for Brie. It's I don't want my channel to be that. I would like for everybody to get along. I don't like the doxing. I don't like that I had to stoop that low. And if there's a way to avoid that, I'm going to avoid it. And Brie doesn't have as many people on her platform that we have on this platform. I don't have a problem with Brie coming out and trying to prove her point. I'm not sure how she's going to do it, but I would give her a safe space to do this, you know? Anyway, guys. Somebody's writing something here. No reason to whine about the house being great for Ken and the baby if the baby was with her full time unsupervised. Clearly, she knew before the baby was born that Ken would have to take custody of it. Should we beat up this person for their opinion? I'm not going to. Everything's it's going to appear and disappear from. And I agree with that too. I agree with that too. I agree with that too. So, Rogi, look at all these people that agree with that. And Nina wasn't the only one to say that. I just want to say that, not taking credit away from Nina. She's not the only one to say this. So, and it's an opinion that we're all allowed to have, we're all allowed to have. It makes sense. It makes sense to me. All right, guys. Nobody's threatened anybody. Nobody threatened anybody up here. Nobody's threatened anybody. Nope. It was a violent crime. Can you imagine if something were to happen to that baby and nobody was involved? Doesn't that make sense? I mean, it just makes sense. Because can you imagine if something were to happen to that baby? I have 18,000 subscribers. Nina has what I want to say around 30 now. I don't know exactly. Becca, Morbid, all of us. You know what I'm saying? And we all have followers, all thinking, some of you guys think that she should have had her tubes tied. So that's how strongly people feel about this woman having a baby. If something were to happen to this child, you don't think over 100,000 people would be writing and blaming CPS on this because they should have read the signs that all these laymen are reading? So I totally believe that CPS is on this because they would look really bad if something were to happen to that child. And I agree with that too. However, I can't fight Becca's battles for her, and I don't know enough about Becca's history to even try to defend her in that way. That's why I didn't, because I didn't want to make it worse. I don't know enough to stand up and do that. I said what I said. You shouldn't take away somebody's credentials because they lost their license. They had everything. They got the license legitimately. All of that knowledge is still there. I also understand that Brie is saying, but medicine changes, the medical field changes, things change, and maybe there's something that Becca didn't know since she's left over 30 years ago into now. That's a conversation. That's not name calling. That's a conversation between Becca and Brie if they want to have that conversation. That's legitimate. You know, a few of you have said to me, hey, Toddy, what about this in prison? Or what about that in prison? There were no tablets when I worked in the jails. They went to the payphones that were in the hall. They would let them out one at a time to make phone calls. So when people are talking about tablets, I don't know. I don't know anything about the tablets. Does that mean that I don't know anything about the jails? No, that does. I don't know about the tablets. That's something that was brought in new. But I still know that you can't be on those tablets for 5 hours at a time. That I do know because I watch enough postcards from prison and I do know people that are incarcerated. So I have asked some people, but I can't go around, saying that I know exactly what it's like. I've never dealt with the tablets. I don't know how they work. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm saying. So I think it's a legitimate question to say, well, how would you know this if you were no longer in that field? And I think it's fair for Becca to say, well, listen, I still, because that was my passion, I still study and it's still, and this is why. And that's a conversation and that's okay. All of this would be okay as a conversation, a nice debate. That's a nice thing. A healthy debate. That's a nice thing. The name calling and the low that happened. And listen, I'm not stupid. I don't think it's going to go away. I think this was a good start. I don't think it's going to go away. I think that those people that are determined to be nasty, and I'm not including Brie in this. I'm not. But those people that are determined, not that I'm excluding her either. I'm not including, this isn't specifically, we should be able to have conversations. And when we get heated in the conversations, we should be able to hit the mute button and walk away. We're adults. Right? So, guys, this is 10:30. You guys are keeping me from my day. I'm joking with you guys. I am getting ready to get off here. If there's anything that I missed or anything that you need to tell me, please, toddy1skip@gmail.com. You little bastard. I want this screenshot. I want that screenshot. Somebody take that screenshot now. I'm making that complaint. I saw it. I'm making that complaint. Yeah. Have fun. I'm going to find out who you are. I'm going to put your address up there. Okay? That's what's going to happen now. I asked you guys not to do that. Everybody except this one person went ahead and did that. Okay. I'm going to make sure that Nina gets that information. So help me God, you'll be found out. All right, guys, it's going to be more than that. I'm glad that you reported it. It's fine. Everybody should report it. We're going to take care of it a different way. Okay. This wasn't what this was about. This was, I thought, a really good conversation. And then you still got those low. I just got done saying, didn't I just say we're not going to change everybody, right? There's people that are still going to go low. Okay. There you go. All right, guys. So I'm going to call it a day. Well, I'm going to call it a morning. And I'm going to thank you guys so much. Okay, so I just want to, here's one thing. Let me just say one thing about this. It's my problem too. But if she honestly thinks that she was abused and that was her only way out, then that's what she thinks. So we have a choice. We can have a conversation and enlighten her. We could debate this and say, hey, listen, this is the proof we have. This is the proof you have. Maybe we won't get anywhere. Maybe we will. Maybe while doing this, people will flip from side to side. We'll see. That's the truth. There we go. That's it, isn't it? Isn't it? There you go. Guys, somebody reminded us that it's St. Patty's Day. Debbie Boyd. Thank you, Debbie. Guys, I'm going to go ahead. Thank you. Guys, I'm going to go ahead because I got to pee too. I hope everybody has a great day. If there's anything you need to say, please, toddy1skip@gmail.com. And Edna, how you been? And guys, be better today than you were yesterday, not half as good as you'll be tomorrow. Guys, I really appreciate you. Thank you for joining me on this Monday. And take care, guys. Okay, I'm going to call it. Be well, guys. Thank you again. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And Brie, if you're listening, thank you. I sincerely mean that. Thank you. Thank you.